It's been pretty good. We had a sudden death ending in a tie. Hey guys, it's your boy Jay, and this is the Off the Field podcast. Now, in today's episode, we got the UFL back, baby! Yes, sir. I'm super excited to talk about this because I have been doing reaction videos to it on stream and also off stream. And it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. We had a sudden death ending in a tie, which that ending was just, it was weird in a good and bad way. And let me tell you guys what I mean by that. For me, it was weird in a good way because I got to see a sudden death, you know? And we saw that last year, maybe once or twice, but it was like later on in the season. By the way, this is like week 3 at the time of me recording this episode. But for other people that are not fans of the UFL or have not watched the UFL, it was very strange for them to see the sudden death type of thing, you know? And for you guys that do not know what the sudden death is in the UFL, now I want to make this very clear. I don't know all the rules, but from what I saw, basically, it's like college when it's overtime. You know, college overtime, there's no kickoff and, you know, and stuff like that. And you don't go for field goals. Basically, no, you do go for field goals in college. But anyway, basically you start from, I think it might be the 5-yard line. 5 or 10-yard line, somewhere around there. And you have 3 chances to get it in. Now, if you miss on your first one, the ball switch over to the other team. If they miss it, okay, so that's 2 X's. So it's best out of 3, really. That's what it is. It's best out of 3. You know, so if both of you guys miss one, you make the second one, and that's how that goes, right? In this particular game, they had, bro, all 3 chances were this close for both teams. Literally this close. They was within an inch of the end zone. Not a yard, an inch of the end zone. It was so wild to see. And if you see my reaction to it, it was just crazy. It was absolutely insane. Also, I wanna give this announcement, okay? I know we're getting into the UFL and stuff like that, but before we really get into this, my big announcement that I have for you guys is I am looking for a podcast host. So if any of you guys are serious about wanting to be my podcast co-host or whatever, please DM me on my Instagram. That's really the best way to get in contact with me. And I'm gonna let you guys know this. To make sure you guys are serious about this, I'm gonna give you a subject and I want you to make like a 3 to 5 minute video of you talking about that subject. And then I will evaluate that and we may do it on stream where I actually announce, you know, my new, you know, co-host. So that's how we're gonna do things. These are the requirements for it. You have to have good audio. It doesn't have to be the best audio, but it has to be audio to where it's clear enough for the audience to hear, because this is also going to be on Spotify and other things than just YouTube. The second thing I require, it's not even it's a requirement. You got to have a camera. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like one of these big cameras. I mean, use your phone. If you have a Mac and you have an iPhone, you got it plays together. If you got a Windows PC and an Android phone, Phone Link, or I think it's called Phone Link or whatever, and they have apps as well. Camo, Iran, like there's different apps as well. So there's really no excuse for you not to, just prop up find a place where you guys can set up a little home podcast setup. It doesn't have to be professional or anything like that, but those are requirements I do have for you guys. If you're serious about it, please let me know in my DMs. I'm probably gonna make an Instagram post. I'm definitely gonna post on Instagram and TikTok this clip. So yeah, but let's get back into this. I should have done that at the intro. Sorry. Um. So yesterday, I'm recording this on Monday. So we had games for the weekend as well. Yesterday, the second game, the Battlehawks and the Stallions. Man. And by the way, I found this out after I recorded everything. The quarterback for the Battlehawks that played, that was his first start. Not his start, but his first time getting in. He was a backup. So at first the Stallions, right, they're at their own end zone, right? Stallions quarterback throws a pick six. Next thing you know, Battlehawks, their quarterback, he throws a pick. He throws another pick, which is a pick six. Then he throws another pick. He threw 3 picks in that game. The Stallions had like a 10-point lead, right? The Battlehawks kept getting better and better. They got sharper. That fourth quarter changed everything. That fourth quarter, that quarterback was a new man. I think they switched him. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I think they switched him. Cause ain't no way. Cause fourth quarter him, he was perfect. I mean, he went insane, and he brought the Battlehawks back, and they end up winning the game off a fourth down stop. And interesting enough, the coach for the Stallions, he took a timeout, and if you guys do not know, they got the mics and stuff. So, and you can hear the play calls and all that. It's super cool, super cool. He said when we get this fourth down, we gotta hurry up. We can't be, in the huddle just standing around. Like we gotta get out the huddle quickly, and we gotta get on the ball. Come to find out, little did he know, a former Stallions player comes up with one of the best defensive plays we've seen. It was so underrated in my opinion. He bats it down. And it's a perfect throw outside towards the sideline. The quarterback doesn't throw it inside, which that had happened earlier in the game with the Battlehawks quarterback. He didn't throw it inside. He throws it to the outside shoulder of the receiver. It is a perfect throw. This is going to be a first down. They're going to keep the ball moving, right? That corner, he sees it, and he's like, nope, I can't let him get this easy one. I can't let him get it. And he goes out full extensions and bats it down. That was insane. Absolutely insane. And they didn't even show that in the highlights, by the way. Did they show it? Nah, they might have showed it in the highlights. I think they did. Like, that right there was, man. And then what the quarterback did for the Battlehawks, I don't know his name, but shout out to him. Man, you did some work, boy. That fourth quarter, if you can take that momentum into y'all next game, which I'm not sure what is y'all next game. I got to check out the schedule and everything. He gonna be a problem. And like I have said in my reactions with the UFL, that D line for the Battlehawks, oh my God, bro. Look, any offensive lineman that got to play them on that schedule, they losing sleep. They not sleeping. Okay? They probably not sleeping for about 2 or 3 days. Cause that D line, they get after you. They collapse the pocket so quickly that your quarterback better know he got a check down option. He better work through his progressions like this. Throw that bitch. Cause you can't do this. All right, let me go back to this option. Cause by the time you go back to this option, you sleep. You on the ground. Your ass is on the ground. You know? Now, the game before that, the Renegades, they stayed undefeated. A clever move that I did not even notice. So, I think it was 23-8 if I'm not mistaken. And it was fourth down. And I even said, the Kings back to get the ball. Right? The Kings are a new team, by the way. There are a couple of new teams in the UFL. I'm like, Kings back get the ball. They got, a little bit of time left. Like, they gotta work quickly, but they got a little bit of time left. They were genius. They basically threw it out of bounds and the clock was gone. This is on fourth down, by the way. They had got stopped on third down. On fourth down, they throw the ball. And for me, that shocked me. Like, I'm like, they're gonna punt it. But it was so genius. I'm like, of course they're not gonna punt that. You see the time that is left? Yeah, I'm just launching that. And if it gets picked, guess what? He got a long way to go, buddy. He's got a long way to go because I'm gonna launch it almost close to our end zone. So if he does get this pick, guess what? Time gonna expire. So it's gonna be a whole lot of laterals, whole lot of things going on, So that was a genius plan by the Renegades. Let's see some other teams. Oh, by the way, with the Kings, they are so close to getting their first win. Like every game I'm seeing from them, they have not won their first game, but every game I'm seeing from them, they're showing improvements. And this is only week 3, guys. It's only week 3. And I think the Kings, they can go on a run. For me, this is just early look on. The Kings could be one of those teams where if they get in the playoffs, you don't want to face them because they just so hot. Now I could be wrong. They could be like, I think the Showboats last year where they was terrible. But the Kings are way better than the Showboats from last year, Memphis Showboats. Way better, in my opinion. The Kings are like, they just, it just, the way the football lands, it's not in their favor so far. I feel like one of these is going to be an upset. And that's how it always starts out for those teams. It's always an upset when they are underdog. When I mean underdog, ain't nobody got them winning. Not even they fans, they got a little hope. But even though the fans like, yeah, we about to get blown out by like 40. And they somehow, some way stay in the fight. And then they end up winning off of a walk-off field goal. Or the defender falls down and it's a big play. Or it's always something crazy that happens. And it's always against the teams that you are like, oh yeah, they gonna be in championship this year. That's how it always happens. And I just have that feeling that the Kings could go on a run. I'm not sure what their next games are looking like, but I definitely will be watching. We have had one blowout, by the way, this season. We definitely had one blowout this season. But for the most part, all the UFL games have been really, really fun to watch. And it's been fun because I'm a football fan. So, and yeah, so what else I want to talk about? Oh, Michigan winning the national championship. I want to congratulate Michigan on winning the national championship. Congratulations once again to that program. Amazing job by that coach. That was a battle. I mean, UConn, they showed their championship prowess. That was a battle. And by the way, Final Four. Now, last episode I gave a preview, right? I gave my predictions. I said these are gonna be Final Fours to remember. Arizona, they were the most disappointing thing I have watched in the Final Four in quite some time. UConn just absolutely just tore them apart. Not UConn, Michigan, sorry. They just tore them apart. It didn't even look like they belonged on the same floor. Like just watching that game, you probably was wondering how the hell Arizona number 1 seed? They don't like what? High Point could have beat them. Shout out to all my High Point people out there, by the way. High Point could have beat Arizona that night. Hell, what was the other school that went on that run a couple years ago? They could have beat them. So many teams could have beat them that night. They were atrocious. And I knew from the start it was gonna be bad. They had 1 point in about 15 minutes. If it wasn't for a foul, I think they probably would have been stuck on 1 to this day. They couldn't buy a shot. Even if they had all the money in the world, the shop owner was saying denied. They card was getting denied every single time they do beep. Instead of the beep, it go. Oh, let me try. Hold on, I'm wiping my pants. I got the money. That's exactly what was going on. Like I said, congratulations to Michigan beating UConn in the national championship game. We did watch that. We did react to that. That was a fun one. And next year, hey, they gotta defend that title. Florida tried to do it. They end up losing against Iowa. I already talked about that before. But we got the NBA playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, is here as well. And I love watching the playoffs for NBA. I can't watch every game during the regular season, but when the playoffs come, it's just for me, watching is just different. Like I love the playoffs when it's basketball. It's just one of those things where I gotta watch every game, even though it's I know some of the series are probably gonna, some of them you like, yeah, they gonna get bounced, but I still like watching it. Hell, I watched the play-in as well. Not all the games, but I watched the play-ins as well. I like that too. They came out with the schedule. The one I remember the most is first round is going to be the Lakers and the Rockets. Kevin Durant taking on LeBron and Luka Magic. That's gonna be fun. That Rockets young core with Kevin Durant. I can't say his name, so I'm not gonna try to pronounce it like Flight Reacts does. Shout out to Flight, by the way. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's definitely gonna be fun. Denver and Timberwolves. I mean, it's like you see that every year now with Edwards and them. That's gonna be fun. Boston is a second. I think Boston's the second seed. Pistons are the number 1, which is okay. First and foremost, that is a sentence I never thought I'd say, guys. The Pistons is a number 1 seed, bro. Just a couple of years ago, they tried to tank, and they ended up winning their last game. It's just crazy, bro. The rebuild last year, they made it to the playoffs. Heartbreaking loss to end their season, but Like it, I don't know, man. It's a great time to be a sports fan. If you a hockey fan, I know some hockey fans out there. Their playoffs. I think their playoffs is still going. You got golf. You got college baseball. You got MLB. Like, if you're a sports fan, summertime. Well, we in spring. Well, we not technically summer, but it's basically summertime. Okay, it feels like it anyway. Where I'm at, it's the best time to be a sports fans right now because everything is just hitting, bang, 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 and this weekend we got WWE WrestleMania. Like, it's so much stuff going on, bro. My mind is going at 1,000 miles per minute. And I know this podcast might seem all over the place this episode, but it's just so much that is going on now that it's just it's hard to like pick just a couple topics. Like I just gotta be myself, and all these things are coming into my head, and I'm just letting you guys know how I feel about things. You know, that's what this podcast is about. It's raw. It's just my thoughts. Hopefully you guys like this episode. I'm gonna go ahead and end it with this. I love you guys so much. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys continue to show me on this podcast channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Once again, if you want to be a co-host for this podcast, please reach out to me, and please be serious. Only serious people only. I need you to be serious about this, okay? Because I'm serious. I want to make this podcast as big as it can be. I want to grow this podcast, and hopefully I can grow it with one of you guys out there. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.